Hey guys, in this video we're just going to be checking out the HWS Universe on the HWS Connect. So it's the last tab down here. I'm just going to kind of explain what it is and the type of information that it shows, because some of it is pretty useful. So the first thing you'll see when you enter is the kind of spruced up map that I did for the universe. It's just a little bit prettier than the in-game one, hopefully, and just a little bit easier on the eyes. It has a couple of important bits of information on there, just kind of crucial bits if you're new to the server. Most guys that have been around a while should know all that. And then beneath that, this is where you have all the playfield stats and some other universe stats. So I'm just going to start from left to right, just kind of elaborate on what they are. So the first one, pretty straightforward, name of playfield. Nothing really needs to be said about that. It tells you what the playfield name is. It's elemental marketplace, Neptune orbit, etc., etc. Is it a planet? That just means if it says no, then it's just an orbit. There's no planet there, so you can warp there, but there's no planet. It's just going to be asteroids or empty space. Is it a starter planet? Again, pretty self-explanatory. All the starter planets have got the word starter in their name at the moment, so again, it will say yes if it's a starter and no if it's just a normal planet. Is it PvE? Again, yes or no. A good thing to kind of check out first of all if you're looking where to settle, especially when you've got reputation and whatnot. But it is good to see, because generally as well the PvE areas, for example the marketplace, and where else, the Eden, Gabriel, Pandora, these ones down here are all the reputation planets, and the Gabriel has it's on a rotation system and you do pay tax there. The starter ones are absolutely fine though. So the next one along, is it taxed? So it actually tells you. So yeah, the elemental marketplace, tax, Lucifer, Homeworld, they're the three taxable ones at the moment. So there's kind of no excuse if you log on and say you didn't know it was a taxable playfield, because you can have a look on the HWS Connect. So happy days with that. Now a new tab, also I think that last tab was new, but this one is as well. So is it RP restricted and how much needed? So that does relate to the reward planets that we have in the Lagoon Nebula, and that is the Xeon, Elysium, Pandora, Eden, and then also Gabriel as well, because that's some pretty cool meteorites and ores on there. So that just shows you how much reputation you need to be able to move to the planet and to be able to live there. As you can see there, they're not taxable, so it is kind of a big reward because you can live there kind of scot-free, which is cool. What origin is the planet? This is kind of like it shows the four here. You got the trader starter, pirate starter. Of course, you can only enter those planets if you are that origin. For the other ones, it states as freelancer, but there are also some restrictions. So don't read too much into those, to be honest, because there are places like Neptune. It says freelancer, but it is actually one of the origin ones. So yeah, so kind of for the starter one, just fine, but don't read too much into that one. Is it faction restricted? So what that kind of relates to is it's the donator planets. So some of the donator planets that are out there, they might be faction restricted, which basically means that only certain factions can enter there. So yeah, if you don't think you've got access to that planet, then you don't. So yeah, you might risk losing a ship or something if you enter it, but you do get plenty of warning. But yeah, again, it's just to check out that they're all in the same orbit. So yeah, if you go to the donor, what is it called? Yeah, the donor west or the donor east, and you're trying to enter a planet and get kicked, just kind of the name kind of gives it away. But yeah, like I said, just check here. And now these are, the next tab is the max CV in that playfield allows, so the capital vessels. kind of due to performance, really, we do have to set some restrictions on bases and capital vessels. It's mainly for some important PvE places, because if we don't have the CV restrictions, as we've noticed in the past, people just like to build and build and build and build, which isn't a problem, right? It's part of the game, but unfortunately the kind of game performance doesn't allow everyone to do that in PvE, so we have to restrict it, just again thinking about performance. So same applies to the next one, max spaces in that playfield. The max CV block limit, this is always going to be kind of subject to change, especially as now things are changing with the class sizes and whatnot, but it is set to 20,000 because at the moment it's linked to devices, and I think now lights has come in, which determines the blueprint size. So yeah, don't get too caught up on that one, but it says 20,000 there. So just as long as you're within that, which pretty much every CV should be, because I'm sure that would be outside of the blueprint. If not, but I might be wrong, the game's always changing there. Max base block limit, if it says 0, then it means it's not in kind of active use, so it will just be linked to the blueprint size. And these last two, now these ones will become very important the later on you progress in the game, and it's linked to reputation. So they're question marks until you have 150 reputation points, at which point you have the option in game to toggle the ability to open these up. Now, to toggle it, if you have 150 reputation, you can use the command FA scan in game, and what that will do then is it will activate the ability to see these, so you can see how many blocks are in that playfield. So if there's, let's say, 10 bases and 10,000 per base, there will be 100,000 blocks. So it's just to kind of give you an indication of the size of the bases or structures that will be there. And then this last one, which will be kind of pretty good for the PvPers, structures on that playfield. So if you're going around the universe and you can't find anyone to attack, then you're moaning that no one's in PvP, you'll better see straight away that if you look at a PvP place and it says there are 45 structures, you know that there's people there, so it's just a case of searching. So it doesn't give a great deal away, it's just there to show you, yes, there are structures in that playfield, so you know if you're going to go to a place, you're not going to be wasting your time, and just has that little bit of excitement to the game. You will also pay reputation. You'll pay 3 reputation per day if you'd like to use that, so just bear that one in mind. That's why that's why you can toggle it, because if you enable it, if you do nothing to get RP, you go down to 147 and then it will automatically deactivate. But as soon as you activate it, let's just say you keep getting reputation, you'll be charged every day 3 reputation points. So that's something to bear in mind, but like I said, that's why we give you the option to toggle it. Other than that, that's it for the universe tab here on the HWS Connect. It does hold some pretty vital information, and it's definitely worth checking out, especially if you're new to the server. But again, if you're experienced the server and you want to get this information here, it's definitely worth it. Other than that, guys, as always, thanks a lot for watching.